that help that person through their lives, and more importantly, the connections that the child will have with as far as the network goes. Um, Networking is very important. I think the best networking tool right now is LinkedIn, maybe Google Plus. I think that both of those are more important than Facebook. Facebook's more advertising and games. That'll become more apparent over the next year. And for disclosure, I'm invested in all three of those companies. Um, but back to what I was saying, what do they have in common is they were really healthy in their younger age. They had access to a lot of tools that mm, other people weren't in a circumstance to have access to. Bill Gates, university computer before just about anybody else. Um, Steve Jobs had Wozniak and Wozniak's father and a brilliant marketer that he hung around with. And other billionaires, I would say their parents, maybe a CEO in their company. I've talked with a lot of them that came out of a company called Waterpick, and there was one guy that trained all like 29 different employees that worked with him are all billionaires that came out with ideas out of the Waterpick company. I don't know a whole lot about him. Fortunately, I've had the good fortune to talk to a lot of different billionaires, and all of them were very healthy. I believe much healthier than myself in their younger age. Either they weren't injured or they had a mother in the home or someone that cooked for them, good food. I don't think they've had like traumatic childhoods, and coming out of that in their late teen years, early 20s, they were willing to work and dedicate themselves to 140 hours plus. That seems like a theme, 120 to 140 hours a week. Imagine that, where you drive yourself. You don't have a boss. You're not getting paid. There's something that you want to accomplish that you're willing to spend 120 to 140 hours a week, as if you're working three and a half jobs. I know some that's cost them their family after they got their business up and running. You don't want to do that. You definitely don't want to take that route. I think they all married well. They had a supporting or a really ambitious spouse or a best friend. There's a story of Bill Gates' best friend was committed to what he was going to do. Both their fathers said, if you start something, make sure that you really want to do it, because you should finish it to the end to get in that habit. And his best friend, when they were coding, they would lick tang off their hands. They would basically fall asleep coding on the screen, lean into the computer. When they wake back up, they'd start licking tang, drink some water, go to the bathroom, come back and code endlessly. And his best friend, they had a project due, and Bill decided he wasn't going to go. His friend says he's got to follow through, and it just happened to be skiing lessons. I believe in the story he had 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and he ended up falling asleep while he was skiing and skied off the side of a cliff. Badly injured his head, got injury to his brain, and died. And that's how Bill Gates lost his best friend. So I guess the moral of the story is you want to follow through. You want to be dedicated to spend at least 120 to 140 hours at whatever it is that you want to do. You're willing to sacrifice anything to see whatever that project is be manifested and come in the world and actually be a viable company or product, and take care of your health. Eat right, sleep well, be willing to do the tang drugs, the caffeine, whatever it's going to take to get you through your teen years and your 20s. If you invest those, it's going to pay dividends for the rest of your life. So that's a little bit of insight of what I learned studying Billionaires. The guy who started LinkedIn says, find one thing in your life that you don't particularly like to do on a daily basis. Make notes, talk to your friends, and then make it awesome. Make a product that makes it awesome, or make that thing that you have to do every day awesome for the rest of us in the world.